Hi guys, it's Master Coach Tony Morgan, and today's video is on a real special one, and it's going to be this NETEK Communal heating boiler. So it's going to be not your normal gas boiler. This is quite specialist. I've done a previous video on the Worcester type, which is kind of same design, but that was probably about 4 years ago. So we moved on a bit, and this one hopefully is going to be more educational. So you can see this manifold, that's a flow, that's return, and this unit here, what that does, that measures, it's like a meter, so it charges the customer heat rather than using gas and electric. That's what that does. So what we've got is basically this boiler is being heated by one big communal boiler. So the flow and return from that main boiler goes to this unit, and it's got a couple of heat exchangers inside which we're going to look at. So once the main power source goes to the heat exchanger, then that then gives heat to the heating, and a separate one for the hot water. So we're going to look inside and find out. So what I've done, I lifted the case off. Basically it's just one big case you just lifted off so we can see inside. Now I said earlier about the Worcester one. So the Worcester one's a bit more complicated, but this one is a bit more simplified, so it's a good example to show you how it all works and how the pipe work configuration goes as well. So looking at the pipe works from the left hand side, look closer here, this is the main flow coming in and the main return going out to the communal supply, as I said earlier. And then you've got basically next door, this is a hot out, basically going to the taps, cold water main coming in. Next that you've got, this is a radiator flow and radiator return. So that's the pipe work coming into the unit. So looking at the heating circuit, which is, this is the heating pump. So what you've got here, this is the flow basically coming out this heat exchanger, goes down the back there, here where the screwdriver is, that's going to the radiators, and then the return is coming in here through the pump and into the plate heat exchanger here. So what you've got basically, if we move it over to the main primer flow coming in, so you've got this pipe here, goes through the strainer, up, you can see it goes along there, and then into the plate there, so that's the flow going in, and then obviously you've got the return coming out, which is here, that's the return coming out. Goes along there, like that, through this is probably the meter, and then going back down the return. So that's how it flows. On this side of the heating circuit, you can see it's got the pressure gauge, so that's pressurized system, so it's separate because obviously it's separated from inside the heat exchanger, just like on the Combi. So this can be drained down separately without interfering with the main primary side, the communal flow and return, because as I said, they're separated by the plate heat exchanger. Now you can see the expansion vessel, that's part of the main heating circuit. So what we're going to now look at is the hot water side of things. So this is the hot water heat exchanger. Again, it connects to the primary communal flow return here, which comes up and then tees off, goes into the plate. The cold water main, what we said earlier, this is it here, going up, that mini expansion vessel, goes up into the bottom of the heat exchanger, and then the hot comes out the top there, going down, and then that goes to the taps here. So that's the hot circuit on the system. On the operation of this unit, to turn the heating on, obviously that's a heating pump, that's controlled by a thermostat. This is the thermostat, room thermostat. So I'm trying to turn it up. It's quite warm there as it is. It's not clicked yet. Let's try it again. Yet the flame is now on. So go back to the pump. So that started the pump now, so that's now running. So what should happen, as I said, the return should be sucked up in here. That's cool water. Pump it into the plate, and then this is the flow, which should be getting hot. However, this is not getting hot. So we've got some sort of restriction, because this is obviously the main flow going to the radiators, but it's still cool, because what should have happened, the main flow which comes across here, which is quite hot, that should mix, heat exchange should take place, and then we're getting heat transferred into this flow pipe going to the radiators. What I've done now, I've opened this bypass valve here, and what we've now got, this has got really hot. That's a flow going in, because that wasn't so hot before, but now it's gone a lot hotter. However, we're still not getting no flow through here on the return going back to the communal return. Now what's happening though, this is the return also from the plate heat exchanger going back. So this is like the common return, this T-piece. So it's flowing this way through this valve and down through here, going back to the return, to the communal return. However, this way, coming back from this plate heat exchanger, is cold. So I've tried adjusting this thermostatic valve here, and there's no difference. So to me, the problem why the heat is not getting hot is this is at fault, because as I said, we are getting flow this way but not that way. Incidentally, the pressure's gone right up to 3 because I opened this bypass, so it's allowed flow to go through. So I think this expansion vessel wants repressurizing as well, because it's increased in pressure quite rapidly. So to replace this part here, it would mean you'd have to isolate at the valves here, because on the communal flow return, and that side has to be drained down in order to change this part, because on the communal circuit. So that's going to be the end of this video. Hopefully you learned a bit about this particular unit and how it works and its operation. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.